cold and rainy here in Colorado, which is just the way that it is. In fact, I have a podcast dropping in a couple days about what do we do with things we have no control over. So I hope that you'll pop into that. The title of the podcast is What is Your 70%? So let you chew on that. I wonder what I'm talking about when it comes to 70%. So we're in my studio today, and which is a good thing. I've done a lot of recordings here in my studio, so it's a cozy space. And with it being cloudy, all my windows that are up here is perfect lighting, so it's all going to work out. So I have a chair close by because I'm going to use it for a couple things. But we're actually going to start on the ground today, and we're going to make our way up, and then we're going to make our way down. So it's going to be more of a traditional practice and not just specific to certain movements. Sorry for the grunts and groans. All right, I'm going to sit as I always do, which is folded over my knees. I get a nice stretch for my quads. I'm not able to externally rotate my hips, so this feels good to me. If it doesn't feel good to you, sit cross-legged or even with your legs out in front. I don't have any blocks, no straps, no blankets, nothing today, just me and a mat and a chair. You can do this on your living room floor with a sofa nearby. You don't have to have all the things. All right, zip up your spine, get really long. Feel as though your head is sort of being tethered to the ceiling, which is a nice way to create space in your cervical spine. We're going to take some shoulder rolls just to start to find that movement in your body and to feel that connection to being alive. I love Wednesday. Halfway through the week, pause for yoga. It's 15-20 minutes just to connect. Now, roll your shoulders to your ears and then exhale down your back. Drop your right hand. We do this one a lot. We're going to take a side bend. Left arm goes up and over. Once you're in the shape, I want you to push your left hip out. You can be doing this in a chair if that is your preference. Inhale up. Exhale, let it float. Be mindful with the float. Right arm to the sky. And then reach over and then slide that hip over. You'll get a deeper stretch. We can do it one more time each side. Inhale up, exhale, it floats. Inhale up, exhale over. Oh, inhale up, exhale down. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Inhale up, exhale over, and come back up and lower the arms. We're going to take a twist, doing all 6 directions of the spine. It's something I love to teach, love to do. Left shoulder is front towards you. Right shoulder is behind. Turn your head and look at your right shoulder. Come back to center. Wind around. Right hand to left knee. Left hand behind. Take a breath. Look at your left shoulder. Feels so, so good. Come back to center. Hands are going to go onto your legs. Belly's going to pull in, heart's going to pull in, and the spine is going to round. I'll turn so you can see it's a seated cat pose. On your next inhale, slide your hands to your hips, stick your chest out, draw a line with your nose to the sky. Let's do that one again. Slide your hands to your knees, round your spine, tuck your chin. Slide your hands to your hips, lift your nose. One more time because it's so good for you. Lift, lift, and lift. Come back to a straight spine. Go ahead and spin around so you're facing that long edge of your mat or the top edge of your mat. And we're going to come into cat and cow in a traditional way. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. First thing I want you to do though is wag your tail. Just feel a little movement there. Got that? Now we're going to wag the tail to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Wag left. Look over your right shoulder. Feel that side bend. Come back to center. Push against the floor. Pull your belly in, round your spine, tuck your chin. Let's reverse it into cow pose. Let your belly hang towards the floor. Push your heart forward, draw a line with your nose. Exhale to round your spine. Feel that? Inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your nose. Come back to center, tabletop. We're going to bring our hips towards our heels. Now, I like to have my knees wide here. And now I'm not able to get my head to the mat, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to keep my hands engaged. I'm going to press into my fingertips, tuck my chin, and do my best in this child's pose. I hope that as you've joined me, you realize there is nothing perfect about a yoga pose. It is our own. Drop your forearms, keep your hips high. This is called puppy dog pose. It's a version of down dog. So I want you to really flare your tail up to the sky and work your forehead or your hairline to the mat. This gives the shape of downward facing dog without the pressure in the wrist. Now we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. Feels so good. Let your heart sink towards the floor as you flare your tail to the sky. One more breath. And then rise back up to tabletop. Let's come to threaded needle. Right arm to the sky. Feel the twist. Take your right arm through the hole. Drop your right shoulder. Drop your right cheek. Stay and breathe. Twist for the upper spine. Now you can do this seated by leaning forward, reaching your left arm forward, weaving your right arm through the window hole. One more breath. Unwind, pull the needle hole through, come back to tabletop, other side, left arm to the sky. Bring your left arm through the window hole. Drop your left shoulder, left cheek. The booty stays high. It's a nice twist. One more breath. On your exhale, unwind. How delicious is that? All right, we're doing full the full thing today. I got a little bit of mojo, if you can tell, if you've been hanging out with me. I've been struggling. Today is a mojo day. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find downward facing dog. Ooh, it feels what it feels, right? Look at your toes. Tailbone to the sky, heart to the thighs. Take a breath. On your exhale, drop your knees, come back to tabletop. Okay, we're going to make a little flow with this. Inhale here in tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Do your best. Follow along. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Empty all the breath. Inhale, drop your knees. Tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale to table. Exhale to child. Inhale to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees and come back to tabletop. I want to show you something. The tops of your feet are on the mat. We sometimes refer to this as flossing, and it can be really good for the joints. So if you have trouble being on your knees, use a blanket. We're going to come forward, bringing the shoulders past the wrists, drop the hips, and then come back to tabletop. Just like we're using one of those, I don't know, saws or dental floss where we move the floss back and forth. That's what we're doing for our shoulders, knees, and hips right now, just flossing. We got 2 more. It brings synovial fluid into the joint, keeps it nice and loose, keeps it moving the way that it should move. Tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. All right, we're going to get tricky here. You're going to walk your feet forward. Here's where I need a chair. Come into a forward fold. Okay, so my forward folds, I certainly could dangle, and that's okay. But I like to be touching something in a forward fold. So I either use blocks or a chair because touching the floor is just not available to me. And that's okay. So stay in your forward fold. Hands can be on the floor, your shins. You could be resting them on your thighs. They could be wrapped behind, clasping the hands, maybe touching blocks, maybe touching books, maybe touching a chair, maybe touching your sofa. And then release your hands from whatever they're on and slowly rebuild the spine. We did it. We arrived. We went from there to here. Let's do 3 rounds of half sun salutation that we're actually going to add on today. Circle up or breathe in and reach up. On your exhale, forward fold. Hands where they need to be. Come up halfway, take a breath. Exhale and fold. We do this one a lot. Inhale to rise. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rebuild. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down. See the rhythm? The breath does the work. Halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise. Fantastic. Step all the way forward. And we're going to take a giant step back with our left leg. Left leg is going to go long. Right knee is going to bend. And here we are with our heart facing forward, our eyes facing forward. And we're going to sink low. So the left leg, the back one is super straight and super powerful. Right leg is bent and super strong. Take your left arm in front and your right arm behind. Beautiful twist, yeah? Now turn your heart towards your right hip. Take your right hand and drop it. Left hand to the sky. Beautiful. You should feel a nice stretch on the left hip. Now, if you were seated, stay and breathe if you're standing. Stay and breathe. Arms come back to that, parallel to the floor. Bring your right arm around to meet your left. Hands to your heart. Push into your right leg and step it forward. If you were to be in a chair for that, I'm just going to show you real quick. You'd be sitting in a chair. Left leg goes under, right leg is bent. Heart and eyes are forward, left arm to the front, right to the back. You're still practicing in that same way. And then take your right hand down, left hand up. You get a nice stretch through the whole left side. You'll come back to parallel, bring your hands together, hands to the heart, and bring your left foot through. Okay, so everything that we're doing can be done in a chair. Down dog's a little bit tricky in a chair without a wall. All right, so now we're going to do the opposite side. Standing at the top of your mat or sitting tall in your chair, your right leg is going to step back. I'm going to use my chair to help me get there. And now I'm going to bring my body upright. I feel what I feel in this cranky left hip, and it's not super great. So I'm going to step forward and hold on to my chair. So I've shortened up my stance. Now, push into your right heel. Take your right hand in front. I'm going to leave it on the chair to help me. And the left hand is going to go behind. Get a nice twist. Drop your left hand. If you're able to, your right arm would go to the sky. Mine's not able to. Oh, feel that? Bring your left hand around. Hands to heart center or hold on to your chair and step your right foot forward. Now that is probably my favorite variation of lunge, where we get the openness of our heart and we get that little backside twist. Here's where we have to do that inward attention that we talked about when we went through the 8 limbs of yoga. And going to the first limb of yoga, ahimsa, harming. Now, if I'm in this pose, and I feel a sensation that is less than good, and I continue to make my body do something it doesn't want to do, I'm actually causing physical harm to my body. And that goes against that guideline that we really want to look at when we want to be great people. And so the asana portion of a yoga practice is really asking us to look at all of the limbs, tuning out the external noise. And that external noise could be, looking at my shape and wanting to maybe have the depth into the lunge that I have. That's external. We want to go internal and think about ourselves in the shape. We want to look at the chatter that we have. Is it hopeful? Is it negative? Is it distracting? Are we thinking about dinner? Are we consumed with politics? What are we doing while we're in the asana? And then it's withdrawing from all of that, going inward, clearing the mind. And then my favorite thing is to just find that glimmer of goodness. We might find glimmers of goodness in forward folds, child's pose, laying on our back. But if we can work through the challenging things and find glimmers of goodness in the things that are uncomfortable in a yoga asana, we're actually teaching ourselves that in life, step wide or sit wide, turn your toes out, have a seat on your horse. If we can find glimmers of goodness in the hard things in life, we're actually then living the principles of yoga. Sink a little further. Okay, we're just going to hang out here. Now, my back is not touching the wall, it's close, but I want you to think about not leaning forward, but really leaning back against the wall, opening up your heart, pressing your chest forward, squeezing your shoulder blades behind, palms face up on your thighs. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe just feel the heat, feel the sensation through the inner thighs. Quiet down the chatter. By closing your eyes, you're eliminating the external visual input and you're thinking about yourself. Take a breath. On your exhale, sink an inch. Take a breath. On your exhale, sink an inch. One more, take a breath. Exhale, sink an inch. Keep the spine to the wall. Next in-breath, rise up. Turn all 10 toes forward. Hinge from the hip crease and come all the way down to a forward fold. Here's where the chair from me or blocks comes in handy. I like to have my hands connected to something. And now once I'm here, I want to push my hips back, feel a deep stretch through the hamstring. So after we're here for a few breaths, you might find, oh, I can touch the floor. So then I move my chair, I press the hips back, tuck the chin, and here I am, forward fold, wide-legged. Feels okay. Take a breath. Push the hips back, exhale. Beautiful. Take another breath. Feel the sensation. Exhale, hips go back just a teeny tiny bit. One more breath. Push. Beautiful. Now, however you can do it, make your way, back to the ground, back to where we began. We're going to transition to our backs and close this practice up. So, bring your knees to the sky. Lay your spine on the ground. Hug your knees to your chest. We're going to take another twist. Arms tee out. Drop your knees to the left. Look at the right hand. Close your eyes. Uh-oh, here comes Leo. Here he comes. Come on. Come on. Inhale back to center. Drop your knees to the right. Support them if you need to. Look at your left hand. Feel that? Come back to center. Drop your feet. You're going to take one round of bridge. We did this last week if you were here. Sink your back to the ground. Tuck your pelvis. On your next inhale, lift your hips to the sky. On your exhale, lay your spine down like a ribbon. We'll do it one more time. Take a breath. Imprint your spine. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, lay your hips down. Hug your knees into your chest. Drop your feet. Open your feet or open your knees. Put your soles of your feet together like book. I have to support my left leg. Feel free to do the same if you need to. If you're in a chair, just get comfortable. Slouch a little bit. Open your knees. Take a breath. Place your hand on your heart, hand on your belly. Take a second to be grateful for this beautiful day, whether it's cloudy and rainy or warm and sunny, wherever you're at, it just is. And if we can find glimmers of goodness in whatever we have going on in our world, we are living the path of yoga. Be sure to check out my podcast that will be coming up. It's called What is Your 70%? It's a little bit longer than most of them. I have a tendency to just do 15, 20 minutes, but I got on a roll. So be sure to check that out. I'm also doing a post hip replacement new rehab series because I have gone back to the basics from 16 months ago when I had my first hip replacement. which was my fourth surgery, going back to the basics of rehab. And this is good for anybody, whether you've had surgery or not, but it's really tuning into activating certain muscle groups in the body that help our posture. We do some standing strength. I have some seated balance work coming. And then the final part four is how to integrate the yoga philosophy and yoga stretches into your rehab process. So it doesn't have to be a hip, it doesn't have to be even a surgery. It's just good information to come back to understanding the mechanics of the physical body and that little bit of lens of yoga that I like to put into everything that I do. So be sure to look for both of those. They're coming this week. Part three is coming. You can find my hip rehab playlist, and then my podcast should drop um, pretty soon. If you follow me on all your major podcasts, Apple, Spotify, um, things like that, it's already up. So if you're dying to know what the 70% is all about, you can go find me there. So thanks for hanging out with me. And Leo's always wanting to do a little yoga when I'm out here. So he's a great companion. He drives me crazy, but don't cats all drive us crazy? All right. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you next week.